Good morning. How y'all doing? Welcome to Live Coffee with Deon. At first, want to say thank you, Lord, for another day. Oh my goodness. Today is November the 26th. Wow. Man, last year around this time I was trying to get healed up. But I was hopeful, and you guys prayed, and boom, here we go, we're back. So I want to encourage all of you that are out there going through something, just remember, you're going through it. It's not for life. It's a momentary stoppage. But you know what? God's got you. And I just pray in the name of Jesus that all of you are well this season. And if you're not, you know what? We're going to declare that you're well. Oh, God's will is that you are well. We claim it, we name it by faith in the name of Jesus. Man, hey, man, you know what? I thank God. Now, this is crazy. My aunt reminded me of this when I had the open heart surgery after it was over. She said, you know, you thank God for your experiences. You thank God. And I'm like, I don't get that one. I don't get that one. You thank him for everything. I'm like, what about the hardships? You thank him for bringing you through them because they've made you stronger. They've made you stronger. And you know what? This wide world of sports, it is filled with unbelievable things that can make you happy and can make you sad. But you know what? Through it all, participating in sports has been one of the most important things I've ever done. I mean, it has raised me up to be who I am today. I mean, every hardship, every battle, every circumstance, especially those unwanted, every competition, every game that, you know, when coaches weren't pleased with my performance and they got in my face and they said things I never thought I ever want to hear again. Now I want to hear them more and more and more. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm going to go out there and get the job done. Sports, man. Sports, man. There is a place in sports for everyone. And this morning, I want to pay my respects to every single student, athlete, former athlete, every participant in sports at the University of North Texas. See, y'all didn't know where I was going to go with that, but you know what? I love Mean Green sports, and I love the University of North Texas. And I will always love them. I bleed green. And if it had not been for the University of North Texas, a lot of the success I've had and accolades that came along with putting in the work would never have been possible. And last night, my family and I got to return to the pit. And I'm telling you, there is a feeling, an emotional feeling that I get every time I park in that Fouts Field parking lot. I feel like I'm going into the Boston Garden. Yes, but it's personal pride. I mean, I always tell young people in sports, I don't care where you're at, grow where you're planted, okay? And take pride in your work. You know, as a parent, as a fan, as an alumni, I pull for every single person on the team. And I want everyone to know how much you matter. I mean, putting together that game day, it takes individuals who have a love and a passion and respect for the game, who wants to give of their time to help put the pieces of the puzzle together so that fans can enjoy it and have a memorable experience being entertained by young athletes with awesome coaches. And I just want to say thank you, Jesus, for helping me to fall in love with basketball when I was a child. And I'll say this, there's a place for everyone in youth sports. There's a place for everyone in sports. And I would say the best place, parents, to raise a child, a group of children, is in a gym. Yes, it's in a gym. And, or at a stadium, as I said yesterday. I mean, it's got something for everyone. And I always tell young people, you know, listen, even if you're on a team and you just, again, the color's red and you got on blue, you don't play a lot, listen, be a good support to the team. Find something you can do well. Learn to be an encourager. Learn to help people who are irresponsible to become responsible. Cheer for your team. Yesterday, our team at Richland was playing my friends. Now watch this, as Jim Hobby say. He said, Deon, you've got friends everywhere. And I'm like, you are so right about that. But my son's basketball team, Richland, we were playing a home game yesterday against Crump, which are my friends across town. That's where I played basketball all the time when I was at UNT playing for the Mean Green Eagles. And we had a home game, and most would have thought that was just going to be a W, all right? And sure enough, Crumb beat us. Man, I don't take anything for granted. I don't take people for granted. You know what I mean? I don't take, you know, the color of your skin for granted. Man, that's bull dookie. That's monkey mess. But they came into the Richland High School gym, and they beat them. And the key point that I saw and noticed, and that's why I say everybody can be a participant. You have to want to. But the guys on the bench doing the final stages of the game, about 4 minutes left in the game, they started cheering. They started saying, defense, 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 defense. And I told my wife, that is the sixth man. And that's going to be a difference maker. And you know what? Richland and our fans, they started chanting it late. And I don't know these days why it's a little different now. Where are the cheerleaders? Why aren't the cheerleaders on the sidelines anymore? I never see them at basketball games unless we're in the playoffs. What's up with that? All right, I'm just saying as a fan, I'm like all in. You know, if you're going to be a cheerleader, surely there's enough cheerleaders in a school building to have cheerleaders at basketball games. And they matter. They matter. We can't just leave it up to the student section. But they're a participant. And, like I say, there's a place for everybody. And I'm encouraged today by what the University of North Texas has done for myself, Coach Wendell, Rob Coffey, Hank Dickinson, Dave Barnett. Coach McCaslin, who's at Tech now. Doug Schindler, A.C. Choplin. It's just been a blessing. I just want to say thank you. I mean, Jim Coffey. I looked for you last night. I know I was looking for you standing on that, behind that table where the statisticians are. I was looking for you. And I asked about you. But last night, my family got to come and be a part of that beautiful game. And I really believe that the court is getting smaller and smaller, or people are getting bigger and bigger. Because when I played basketball at the University of North Texas, I promise you, I could get in that lane and get a shot off. But what I saw last night, that you can't get in that lane. That lane has been cut. And let me tell you something. I felt like elephants was in that lane. And it's different. It's a different game now. And I'm telling you, I was so enamored with play that I just wanted to get back here to our gym and get back to work, and my life work along with my teammates. Now, because I didn't do it by myself. I don't think you can do anything for a long time, not this long, and we're in our 34th year without the help of others and support. And I have been a journeyman in this sport, and I don't plan on stopping, because you know what? It keeps getting better. I asked God many, many years ago, I said, God, would you bless my feet, my knees, my back, my ankles, my mind, my heart, my drive? I want to do this for a long time. And you know what? God says, okay. But he says, your faith without works, it's nothing. But if you got faith, it works. So every day, that's why I run a lot. I still jog. I still lift. I still exercise. I stretch. I get out there and shoot on the shooting machine, Dr. Dish. I handle the ball. I play a little one-on-one and two-on-two, depending on who it is. I just have to keep this old antique well oiled. But I tell you, there's a place for everyone in sports, even the referees. Last night when I got to the stadium and I got to see three. The most talented, experienced, and highly regarded sports announcers in the building. One was Rob Coffey, one was Dave Barnett, and one was Hank Dickinson. And I felt like I was in heaven. And I tell you, Dave and Hank and Rob were so hospitable. I mean, it was genuine too, and I got to, I love to chop it up, man. I like radio and TV, I really do. I like radio and TV, and they put me on last night, and I just felt right at home, and I was just so thoughtful of them, and I just pledge to continue to rep University of North Texas as a youth basketball organization committed to serving God by serving others and serving the North Central Texas area, raising up young people in the game, teach them how to develop the skill sets needed to play basketball at a meaningful or competitive level. Now, I will preface this by saying we're not rec. There is a place for it, but that is not us. All right, I always say when you get through with that and you wanted to get serious, come see us. Yep, we like small groups, so yes, we don't make the money some large outfits might make, but you know what? We want to make Jesus happy. We want to touch your hearts, and we want to maintain good discipline and consistency in what we do. And that's why I pay these guys real well. Yeah, they don't go home starving. No, they don't do that. I just know that they're committed to serving you and your children well. But we represent the University of North Texas by being an extension of what they are about. And they are about serving the community through education and sports and so many other different programs. But I would not be here if, in this capacity, without the opportunities that they provided me and my teammates. And so today I honor you. I honor you. I see the coaches. I see the assistant coaches. I see everyone. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. When I come here to play basketball, this is for you. This is not mine. This is for our communities, surrounding communities. Not just one place, but surrounding communities. And if you've not been to Hoop Honor Basketball, I welcome you this holiday season. Come to learn. Come to be built up. Come to grow. Come to get insight. Come to get wisdom. Come to have a mentor that can labor with you during all of your highs and low moments. And coaches, we're friendly. Come see us. Our doors are open. We don't know it all. We just know enough to do the work we've been called to do. And so we can continue to feed off of one another. And I want parity in basketball. I like it when there's only 2 really good teams in the district. No, why? If there are 10 teams in the district, why can't they all be good? You know what I mean? And that starts with, parents supporting the coaches and respecting the coaches and players respecting the parents, players respecting the coaches. And the coaches, again, building up the players, to go beyond just the game. And then share that experience with your neighbors across the street. And then share it with select team coaches. There are some good people in this world out there trying to do what is in the best interest of rearing up children and strengthening up families. And you know what? I'm just going to ask y'all over and over and over, please stop being domain driven. We're in this together. There's enough to go around. There really is. I believe that the more we give, the more God will give to us. He wants us to be a blessing to each other. I care so much about my teammates that when I accepted the honor of being a Hall of Famer, it just bothered me, and it just bothered me. I never thought about that. I always said that if I get in, we get in. Those are my dudes, man. And I'm not talking about just the guys that played. I'm talking about everybody in the athletic program. So I'm like, if you're going to take a picture of me, take a picture of we. Because it's us. And there's no I in team. I'm smart enough to know better. And that's why, in this Christian youth sports ministry that God has gifted us to have, man, we want coaches and families and communities to know that we're here for you. We're here to serve you. And we know how to do that in a God-loving way. Your success is our success. Yes! and so we prep and we vet our trainers very, very well. And they go beyond. They go beyond. And then I'll tell you, we started back in 1991, and Coach Wendell and I, man, that's been my road dog, my confidant. That's been one of my best friends for life, and he's from New Iberia. And we went all over the city of Dallas and Fort Worth and teaching the game of basketball with one white guy, which was Coach Michael Eddy, and we did it over and over and over and we've labored. And today we're making assists. We're helping and sharing and showing young people how to do it the right way as well. And building your kids up through the game. And helping them to understand that they're more than a basketball player. So what we don't want is to gain that. We don't want them to feel like they're defined by the game, And we just want them to know that in life, whatever you put your hands to the plow, or when you put your hands to the plow, you give it your best. And you let your best self score with character, integrity, self-confidence, respect for others, respecting coaches, respecting property, being a good dude, being a good girl, being a good teammate, personal responsibility. Those are healthy attributes for life, and we teach them here. I will say this, we let Spirit lead though, because yes, we're not going to sit up here and be ashamed of being a faith-based youth basketball player development organization. We're not going to be shy on that. So I always tell people, if you just want basketball, you have to kind of you got to pass us. We're not for you. God told me many years ago, he said, D, if you put me first, I'll supply all you need. And our riches is in building up God's kingdom. That's where our riches are. We're storing up our treasures in heaven. You're not going to see me driving in a Rolls Royce. You know, I have to believe that a car is just a means to help us get from one place to the other. And I place all of my efforts every single day in serving others. But this morning, I want to say that we're family. And in sports, there's room for us all. There's a place for all of us. And I welcome you. I welcome you. It's the best place to raise a child. And you're going to have some hardships. It's like life. But don't quit just because you ran into a bump in the road. Don't quit just because you had to learn how to jump a hurdle. You do it enough, you'll learn to get over it. You know, I always tell parents, let your kids fall. Let them fail. Let them come home and have a bad day. You know, don't ask them every day, how was your day? And what did the coach say to you? Sometimes you don't need to ask them that, because you know what? They need to get some burr under their butts, you know. Because if you don't let that take place, I'm telling you, you're going to hear coach after coach after coach after ball games. And you say, why did we lose, Coach? I can't talk to him. I can't talk to her. She gets, you know, touchy-feely. You know what I mean? Feelings. Man, nobody cares about your feelings right now. We're out there playing a basketball game or a football game or a volleyball game or soccer, and we're getting our tail ends kicked. And I can't say anything to you unless, you know, it's something that's going to make you feel good. But rather than that, just listen to what I'm saying and go get it done. And that's where we have to unite and we have to work together. So I'd advise all parents, you know, when your kids are participating in sports, that unless they're being abused or verbally abused, you know what I mean? And there's a degree of that, you know, depending on where you come from. Some people think verbal abuse is, you know, coach looking at a kid and stomping their feet. And I don't agree with that. I think that's okay. I was taught to stand tall. In this gym, if you come here and you stay long enough, whatever it is you want out of this game and in life, be it you just play through high school or stop in your sophomore year, I can tell you this, you're going to get it. I'd even guarantee it. Just don't quit. But you got to go all the way through. You got to go all the way through. Last night was a phenomenal night for me. One of my dearest friends back 35 years ago who I played ball with. Pro ball in Malta, Montana. Matter of fact, it was he and I, Brian Cornett, that played for Washington, and Lorenzo Romar, who played at Golden State with the Warriors, and Ro was the head coach of Washington, and Pepperdine, and he just got let go from Pepperdine last year, head coach. But we all were on the same team. And we loved each other. And we became friends for life. This game brings us together. I hadn't seen Wayne in 35 plus years. But I know his wife, Lisa, and his daughters, and his one son. He's playing over in Turkey now. Relationships matter to me. Yeah, all over the world. I was telling Jim Coffey, I was telling Jim this morning that throughout our basketball travel when I was at UNT, states that we visited or colleges that we visited frequently, if a family that was at the gym early had children and we were at shoot around or we came early and started warming up, I took interest in the family and their children, and I played basketball with them. You know, I got involved and I developed friendships. And over the last 3 years at UNT, every time we went to Nebraska or we went to, you know, California or Colorado, you know, I always had a family that I was able to go to lunch with or dinner with and meet their children again and teach them something else about the game. And it's just been that way for life. But I like friendships, and it's kind of difficult at times here in the, you know, in our area where some people don't want that though. Yeah, That's another story for another day. I don't get it, but it's okay. You know, I'm gonna love people where they're at. But friendships and healthy friendships, they carry weight and they matter, and that's what God would want us to do and have, because He believes that we're stronger together. You know, and like I say, Jim was asking me, he said, "Man, you know everybody." And I'm like, "I do, I really do." Matter of fact, while we're talking, I'm just chopping it up with you. My friend that's in Estes, Colorado, Coach Ron Burton. I won a state championship, girls, in Colorado. Yes, at the Denver Arena. Because when he was at Aubrey as a head girls coach, he allowed me to come in and our organization work with his girls. And then he got a job in Colorado, and then I flew out there several times on my dime because I loved him and I cared about him. And he allowed me to help be an assist to serving the girls and helping build a championship caliber team. And he had, you know, Nike Players of the Year on the team. And that's where I met Sue Bird and several other WNBA players back then. And I've traveled this world. I've done more than what most of you know. But I can still say that we're standing here holding a state, top state girls basketball trophy. Now, in Texas, I couldn't do that, but God saw fit. So I understand what it takes to win a championship, but with Nike caliber players. And that's nothing to brag about. This here picture is me and Lorenzo Romar, who I just got to mentioning, and David Robinson, one of the top 50 best players that ever played in the NBA. But we played against each other in a game, and we got to know each other because Ro introduced me to David before he joined the San Antonio Spurs. But again, I'm a product of UNT, me and my boys, and our posse. And that's all of you out there, you know. And so, you know, I'm going to continue to carry and support the Mean Green legacy all over the world, everywhere I go and in everything I do. And I'm just so grateful to every one of you that played all types of sports, or those of you who didn't, you were just a student. I'm grateful. You are a part of our success. You're part of the story, and you're a teammate of mine for life. And so again, I want to just say that I wish the best for all of you. Those of you who are going to be traveling, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And before I go, I want to always pay tribute to the late, great Jimmy Gales and all of my teammates who have gone on to be with the Lord. He's a good man. He raised us up. He taught us to be tough, to not be timid. You know, and so if you come in here and you're timid, if you stay long enough, we're going to turn that into toughness. But you got to let us. You got to let us mold and shape you. You have to be like clay. You have to be like clay. He's a good man right there. He grew my teammates and I. Hold on. Get in his face. That's it. That's that burr. Oh, man. I had to just take a moment. Ain't nothing going to hold me down, Coach Gales. Just love you, your family, your wife, your children and grandchildren. You're a good man. We miss you. This is a bigger picture of Wayne and I, head coach of Beaver, Oregon State Beavers. Wayne's number 32. I'm at the bottom there, but, you know, I've had this in my office for 30 years. You know, I never knew that it would take 30 years to see her, 35 plus to see her, a good friend. And we just talk on the phone and we text a lot, but last night was our night. I wanted both teams to win, and I think they did. UNT won the game, and Oregon players played hard. They played tough. They were competitive. They didn't quit. So it was a perfect game for me, and for my kids to get to see Wayne, and knew nothing of him until last night. There's a place for us all in sports, or wherever you have an interest in sports, and then share what you do, share your giftedness with others, and join me in loving God and loving people. I want to encourage all of you who are off for the holidays, or even when it's over, come see us. We're friendly, we're loving, we're kind. We have work to do now. We roll our sleeves up and get after it. Matter of fact, I'm going to be on the court here a little bit praying myself. And that's what we do. And so no one's too bad or too good to be in this gym with us. It's priceless. Raising up and building up. The skill sets, the advanced skill sets, fundamentals, mannerisms, mindset needed to get what you want out of this game. Or to accept things you can't control too, because sometimes in this game you need to know when to hold them and fold them too, because if it irritates you to a degree where it's causing you to think less of yourself, then you have to know when to say when. Maybe it's time for you to become a coach. See how it works? And then you change whatever it is in the game that you think needs to be changed. So God can use you in so many different ways, but I want to welcome more and more people into the sports arena, and it's a beautiful place to raise families with children. But anyway, it's about time for me to get after it. But we love you, and thank you for tuning in with us today. And we hope to see you on the court soon. Go Mean Green for life. Deon signing off.